Chapter 16 Colonial Rule. Coming of the Europeans. For centuries, India was known for its wealth. India's geographical locations and its wide resources with rich culture had made it prosperous. It was well known for spices, cotton and silk textiles, pearls, jewelry and other things. Arabs, Greeks and Romans had trade relations with India. West European countries were also interested in developing trade with it. Portuguese were the first to reach India. Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese sailor, reached Calicut via the Cape of Good Hope in 1498. He got permission from the ruler of Calicut to carry on trade with India. Gradually the Portuguese established political power over areas like Calicut, Goa, Daman and Diu. In England, a small group of 100 English merchants formed the East India Company in 1600 CE. The company received permission to trade in India from the Mughal Emperor, Jahangir. The company's first ship landed at Surat, a big port on the west coast of India. Later on they built settlements and godowns, called factories, at Madras, Calcutta and Bombay. The English traders built forts around their settlements and kept armed soldiers to protect themselves. India at that time was divided into small kingdoms which were often at war with one another. The East India Company took advantage of this. The Battle of Plassey. The British were ambitious. They wanted to control Bengal. They made a factory in Bengal. They started maintaining an army. The Nawab of Bengal, Siraj-ud-Daulah, ordered the company to remove the army. This led to the Battle of Plassey 1757. The British army under Robert Clive won the battle. This was the beginning of the British rule of India. The Battle of Buxar. Another battle, the Battle of Buxar, took place in 1764. It was fought between the Nawab of Bengal, Nawab of Awadh and the Mughal Emperor on one side and the British on the other. The British emerged victorious again. Thus, Bengal finally came under British rule. British policies of conquest. After the Battle of Buxar, the company started conquering other Indian kingdoms. In 1799 CE, it won over Mysore by defeating Tipu Sultan in the Battle of Seringhpatnam. From CE 1777 to 1818 CE, it won over the Marathas in the Anglo-Maratha Wars. In 1856 CE, it entirely conquered Awadh after defeating Nawab Asf-ud-Daulah. In 1849 CE, the son of Maharaja Ranjit Singh allowed the annexation of Punjab. So, the company became more powerful. They started introducing laws to make them even more powerful. Some of these were the Subsidiary Alliance and the Doctrine of Lapse. The Subsidiary Alliance was introduced by Lord Richard Wellesley, who was the Governor-General of India from 1798 to 1805. According to terms of the Subsidiary Alliance, Indian rulers under British protection had to give up their native armies and instead maintain British troops within their states. They gave control of their foreign affairs to the British. In return, the English East India Company protected them from the attacks of their rivals. The policy of the Doctrine of Lapse was introduced by Lord Dalhousie, who was the Governor-General of India from 1848 to 56. It enabled the British to take control of any Indian state if the ruler of that state had died without leaving a natural-born heir, which had to be the ruler's own son. The Revolt of 1857. The year 1857 is an important year in the history of our country. It was the time when an attempt was made by the Indians to liberate themselves from the British rule. Some scholars call it the Sepoy Mutiny, while others describe it as the First War of Independence. Mangal Pandey, a young Sepoy, started the revolt by firing the first shot. Revolt started at Meerut, near Delhi. The revolt spread over large parts of northern and central India. Sections of India, the last Mughal emperor, Bahadur Shah Zafar was made the leader. Other society also joined in the struggle. Nana Sahib Peshwa, Tansha Tope, Kamwar Singh, Liaquat Ali, Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi and Begum Hazrat Mahal of Awadh were prominent among them. The sacrifice of Rani of Jhansi is well known. The revolt shook the foundation of the company's rule in India. However, the British fought back and succeeded in crushing the revolt with the help of their modernized weapons and large funds. Rani of Jhansi died on the battlefield. Nana Sahib and Begum Hazrat Mahal had to flee to Nepal. Tansha Tope was taken prisoner and hanged, and Bahadur Shah too was deported to Burma. The revolt of 1857 brought an end to the rule of the East India Company. It was taken over by the British government. It appointed a Governor-General, also called Viceroy, to rule over India. Now India came more firmly under the British, but still the conditions of the people did not improve. The new rulers also harassed and suppressed the Indians.